ダメクレジットこっち
It's good, but it's thick. Yeah, given that the queue line move actually pretty fast, I think it's okay. If it was 1.5 hours for this, I'll be like,
那明天我们也是会早去啊。对，都没车。